Welcome back, Cinephiles. I'm Robbie,
I'm Chris.
and we are continuing our Halloween special as we move through the Scream franchise. We are up to Scream 3 now. We've both already done Scream 1 and 2. Go check those out if you haven't already. And here we go, Scream 3.
Scream 3, let's do it.
Hear the music. Bond. James Bond.
Here's Johnny. Julie, we're home.
California Women's Crisis Counseling. My name is Laura. How can I help you?
Laura, I do have a crisis. I've killed someone, Laura. Are you listening to me? Huh?
Who is this?
Just one question. Do you think it's over, Sydney? Do you?
Scream 3 was once again directed by Wes Craven, and returning from the first two, we got Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. And joining them this time, we have Parker Posey, Emily Mortimer. Liev Schreiber gets a bigger role this time around.
Yes.
From his little cameo roles in the first one. And we also have Patrick Warburton.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't
Dempsey?
remember- Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey.
How can I forget
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey? Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, excellent. Plot?
The first
The
two
one
again.
The first
Yeah.
two again,
Yeah.
yes, pretty much. The original characters from the first two films have all moved on. It's a couple of years afterwards. Everybody's out of Woodsboro now, essentially.
Isn't Sydney like a therapist, like a trauma therapist or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Like she works for a call center, essentially, and helps abused kids and things
That's
like
it,
that.
yeah.
So yeah, she's off living in the mountains, kind of by herself. She's become a bit of a loner, essentially. Dewey is working on as a assistant for the movie of Stab 3, which is like the in-house movie version of the first two films. I think they're up to. The interesting thing about that, we didn't see Stab 2. We saw Stab in Scream
That's
2.
true, yeah.
Where was Stab 2 during, like, between those?
Yeah.
Must have,
I
we never
thought
saw
of it.
Stab 2.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's essentially, those characters, a few new ones essentially sort of brought in. Ghostface is back, and there's an interesting backstory with this film.
Yes.
That sort of basically brings in a lot of exposition from the first couple of films. So it could be a sequel, but it could also very well be a trilogy.
Yeah, definitely. And it brings in, just like the first two, brought in the rules of a horror movie, and then this horror, the rules of a sequel. This one brings in the rules of a trilogy, and like how revelations that had never been thought of before, how they're brought to light and things like that.
Yep.
Which if you think other trilogies that have come and gone, that happens all the time.
Yep,
in the
absolutely.
third chapter.
Yep.
Things that you thought were one thing actually turned to be something else.
A good decision
Yeah.
to make, rather than just sort of retreading
Yes.
same old sequel. Let's
Yeah.
do Scream 2 all over again. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice cameo from Randy.
Yes, Randy
Yeah.
comes back from the dead for a few minutes.
Yeah.
We have an awesome cameo by Carrie Fisher.
One of the best cameos, hands down,
Ever.
on film.
Yeah.
Yep. So I enjoyed that, and it was kind of in a section of the film where it was kind of in a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
Well, not much was really going on, and then all of a sudden, Carrie Fisher is right there, and it's like,
It's so good. And it
Yeah.
goes on for a few minutes, which I loved.
yeah, she gets a few lines, and she forwards the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does. She actually does.
Yeah.
So useful cameo.
Yes.
Scream 3, I did like all the screams. Scream 3 is by far my least favorite though. And it just kind of lost me along the way. I don't know exactly what is about it that I don't like. I think just the feel of it. I don't know. I just didn't grab me like the first two did. We'll keep a couple of spoilers for the end of the review, but I mean, the reveal of who Ghostface was, I thought just
Didn't
felt
work for you, did it?
It felt a bit forced. I was like, oh, I just feel like they're just trying to tag it in just to tie in, just for the sake of tying it into what's come before.
But see, I thought I don't know if we should reveal who he is.
Let's keep the
just
reveal.
yet.
We'll keep the reveals for the end.
We'll keep the reveals for the
we'll
end.
Give a warning.
We'll come back to that.
We'll give a warning when we get to the spoilers at the end for a few minutes.
Yeah. What I thought was lacking in this one, right? There was basically a couple of nitpicks I have with this one. I think it's actually a fairly watchable film.
For sure.
And there's a lot of, like, if you're a fan of the series, like, you've probably seen it already. But
Yeah.
if you haven't, you should probably check it out because there is some good stuff in there. It doesn't have the impact in the opening that the other two films have.
Yeah, I find. I should clarify. Like, I do like this movie. I very much enjoy it. I just find it's very lackluster compared to the first two.
Yeah.
It's missing that extra punch that the Scream movies are famous for.
Yeah.
It comes off as more of just another slasher flick rather than being a Scream film where, because the first two were very cleverly written, very tongue-in-cheek. This one I think pushes the tongue-in-cheek a bit too far, and it veers more towards comedy than actually being that balance of horror and comedy that the first two were.
Yeah.
And I find it's not quite as subtle in its little jabs at other horror movies and stuff. It was a bit too obvious, some of the things, like that was kind of obvious. They were kind of going down that way. I'm like, they could have done it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Get the same ending.
Yeah.
But just get there in a more compelling way.
See, I don't think Kevin Williamson didn't do this one, did he? I think this is it was one of the sequels he hadn't written, and I'm pretty sure it was this one.
It would have to be that one then, because
Yeah.
I'm certain he's done the other three.
It's like somebody imitating Kevin, There was that. I mean, there was that opening. It is a little bit lackluster. I found that the kills had no energy.
No, that's what I mean. Like, they're just...
There's plenty of them. Like, plenty of people die, but when the scenes
a
happen,
lot of people
die. So you get plenty of that, but it's got no impact.
Yeah, especially
you
the
know,
last...
none of those cool moments.
Yeah,
from
and
the other ones.
I mean, the last half hour is a bloodbath.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have any impact when you have like 5 deaths in 30 minutes compared to 1 death in the first or second film. It just, for the 5 death one, it should be well above the 1 death, and it just...
Yeah, no tension.
It falls very flat. There are some scenes, it definitely does keep you guessing. Until the killer's reveal, I was really enjoying the guessing game of who it was. I just didn't like the reveal of who it actually... It's not that I didn't like the reveal of who it was, it's just how they connected to the overall story I didn't like.
Yeah, okay.
But like, there's a few times, like the other two, they kind of make the evidence seem to point towards one character and then point to another character, and I did like that to and fro between who it is, who isn't it.
Yeah. The Cluedo stuff was great.
Yeah.
So the Cluedo aspect, the detective
the whole
work,
guessing game thing.
I mean, that's great. That's really a staple in this series. Where I thought the film was at its absolute best was on the set of Stab 3 and having the originals interact with their actor counterparts and things like that. And there's actually a few funny moments in that.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
There's heaps of funny moments.
Yeah.
Patrick Warburton's got a couple of great laughs in it too.
Yep.
More so...
Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey as well.
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey.
Yep.
I've always liked Patrick Dempsey. I know quite a lot of people who don't like him at all, but I've always really liked him.
I'd like to see him play a badass more often.
Yeah.
Like, he actually does the cop thing pretty well.
He's kind of gotten stuck in the rom-com kind of role for a while.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I've got nothing against rom-coms, I enjoy them, but he just kind of got stuck in that for a while, and while he was good in them, I kind of miss seeing him in other movies, and you see him in something else like Scream 3, and you're like, yes, he can do something else.
Yeah. Piker Posey actually has a few cool moments in there as well. She's pretty funny.
Yeah.
She's a bit hit and miss for me in different roles, but
same.
I mean she's good.
Yeah. She's good in these kind of where she's not bratty, but she's sort of high maintenance.
Definitely. You would not want to date her.
She's so good in those kind of, like she does the same kind of thing in Superman Returns, and she was hilarious in that movie.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that film in ages.
No, she's a good actress. And I mean, of course, the main three. Neve Campbell is fantastic. David
He's always
Arquette,
good.
he's Dewey, like,
Goofball.
and and Courtney Cox, you know, Monica and Gal Weathers, they're the same character.
Absolutely. It's
Literally.
really those three that really cement
Yeah.
the film.
And I think
keep
because
it together.
all three of them are such different personalities, that combination just works so well. Because I think it gets a bit boring when, you know, the two leads are too similar. You need that difference in personality and just characteristics.
Yeah.
Which,
If it's too same,
Yeah.
there's nothing that pops.
exactly.
There's no chemistry.
Exactly. One
Yeah.
reason, like, why I think Harry, Ron, and Hermione are one of the best trios ever to be in a story, because they just work so well.
Yeah.
Same with Luke, Han, and Leia.
Yep.
It's just perfect
Yeah.
because they're so different. And I mean, Emily Mortimer is a fantastic actress, but she's just kind of wasted in this as well.
Yeah, yeah. I really wanted to find out what made her tick, because she's introduced as a really, really cool, sympathetic, empathetic sort of character who cares about people dying on set, and then she turns. You know, when she's scared,
there's
she
no-
becomes somebody else.
There's no real explanation to that.
No, she's just scared, and now she's, you know, a bitch to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, diving into spoilers for a few minutes before we wrap it all up. So just warning, if you haven't seen Scream 3, we're going to talk spoilers for a few minutes. So the reveal is that the villain, there's only one this time.
That was nice.
I did like I didn't go
Yeah.
for the two.
Yeah. Change it up. Yeah.
The villain this time was the director, who was actually Sydney's long-lost stepbrother.
Yeah. See, that aspect, that didn't work for you, did
No,
it? Yeah.
the director aspect worked.
Yeah,
I
me
loved
too.
how it kind of like, he was the one who was like orchestrating the whole thing, and I
Yep.
thought that was great.
Yep.
Especially because they do point the finger at him a couple of times, and you're like, again, like Billy in the
Well, in
original
the first one, he's held, and then Stu makes the call.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
while he's
Yeah.
being questioned. So
Um,
yeah, that was cool.
And the fact that he still, for, you know, until it got revealed at the end, during the film he still got away a few times. That was really cool how that managed to work out. But yeah, just the half brother thing, it just seemed just kind of tacked on at the last minute, just as if they're just trying to connect to. Because up to that point, there's never been any reference or any hinting or anything that Sydney's mum had any other children, and it just.
Yeah, if there had been like a little scene where Sydney, because there is a little scene actually like closer to the start of the movie where Sydney's dad and her actually exchange a few words. If there had been like you know, just a little reference or a throwaway line to talk about their mum and a little bit of a past, that would have been cool. Or in the other films, maybe in the sequel or something like that, to set up like a little hint, or like a thread, you know, to continue into these movies. But it's not really there. It's just sort of pulled out.
No, and I mean, it is established that Sydney's mum did sleep around, you know, before she got murdered, and that's part of the reason why Billy took it out on Sydney's mum.
That's right. There is that line in
But-
the first one.
But it's almost such a throwaway line that you actually kind of forget that until they bring that up again in this one, I find.
Yeah.
That's why I've said that's what I mean when it feels tagged on. Like, it's almost like they just went looking for something. Like, oh, they said this one line back 2 movies ago. Let's just use that as the motive. And like, it didn't feel like a common thread throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. Yeah. Yeah.
But and the final showdown between Sydney and the villain was good, but a couple of times it did go down kind of like stupid decisions. I thought some of the other people were like, why are you doing that? The first one was clever enough to acknowledge those stupid decisions. Here they just came off, I think, as stupid decisions, some of the things they did.
Dewey electrocutes himself, right, to take out the lights,
Yes.
right? And in the
Yeah,
very
he
next
does.
scene, you can hear him outside the room, you know,
Oh,
calling after Sydney.
Yeah,
Like,
I forgot
wouldn't
about
that knock you out? Not
I-
Dewey,
yeah.
he's super cop all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, like every scene kind of like has a very hit and miss thing about it for me. And it's kind of like that through the whole film.
Yeah.
It's very much up and down, up and down, up and down with me. Like,
Yeah, there's no consistent energy
No.
and flow to
like
it.
it's not like it's just one scene that I just don't like. It's just bits and pieces throughout the entire thing that just don't make it as entertaining and engaging as the first two, I thought.
Yeah, not as good, but still watchable.
Oh, for
I guess
sure.
you could say. Yeah,
For sure.
Because there is some good stuff in there, you know.
Yeah.
Despite the imitation, I can't remember the dude who wrote this one.
You know what? Pass me the Blu-ray case now.
Yeah, good idea.
Aaron Kruger. That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's all fine, but it's like it's an imitation
Yeah.
of Kevin's writing.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's an imitation.
And I think Wes is kind of going through the motions almost on this one.
Yeah. Actually, that's the word I was looking for before when I was saying it just didn't have that same feel. It feels at times like fan fiction.
Yeah.
Like someone
Yeah.
has wanted to go down this way and they've
Yep.
written it to accommodate that. Whereas the way Kevin Williamson writes, even if that's what he wants, he has a much more organic way of getting there. Whereas here it just felt like someone was just having like, you know, almost like they're just writing the script for themselves just to have fun with it. They had you know, and then, but it's, you know, for a film going worldwide and it just didn't quite do it.
But the performances are all there. Like the
yeah,
cast is
yeah.
there, and they are really invested.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
are.
in the material.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like A+ performances there.
definitely.
Yeah,
So I'm giving Scream 3.5 stars.
me too. 3.5 stars.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you know about trilogies?
All I know about movie trilogies is that in the third one, all bets are off. Hello, Sydney. Welcome to the final act.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and feel free to comment down below because we love hearing from you guys. We'd love to know what you thought of Scream 3, whether you thought it was great, whether you thought it sucked, whether you thought, kind of like us, it was somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
It was a bit meh. We'd love to hear from you guys. Look out for our review of Scream 4. That's coming up very soon as part of the Halloween specials that we're doing at the moment, so look out for that one. And until next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Robbie.
See you at the movies.